Good afternoon, morning, my dudes, and welcome to your buyer's guide for this Wednesday. We are going to Holler 7 in your general direction with 7 different laptops ranging from 13,000 Rand all the way to a healthy 53,000 Rand. Some of these gaming on the go devices are getting kind of extreme, but I've got to be honest, the fact that they can pack that amount of technology into a space that big is sort of nuts. I am going to be doing the MSI AMG notebook review a little bit down the line as well. I went and saw it over at the 80K stand at Comic-Con this weekend, which was pretty cool. And I had a Henrico model there to help me model the car and make it just look that much nicer. But getting back to this buyer's guide here today, we are going to be doing, like I said, from 13,000 Rand, 53,000 Rand. But before we begin with that, I have to show you this new setup from Evetech. They've put an all white PC section, so you can start off with a pre-build, but then you get all of the white base components in one easy list and menu, so that you can select based on obviously your preference to that, whether it be cooling or whether it's RAM or whether it's a graphics card, your NVMe, as well as monitors and stuff. It's extremely comprehensive on the list, as you can see over here, and all of the products are being added. And right now, if I remember correctly, there are 2 builds. Yeah, there are 2 builds to choose from as base platforms to then build out from. So Evetech has now set this up so that you guys can do that white gaming PC just that much easier. But today's all about mobile stuff, and it's not in any particular order. It's just from the cheapest to the most expensive. So a great way to start off is at 13,399 Rand for a laptop that has a 120Hz screen, a 1080p, a 3050, an i5, 16 gig RAM, a 512 gig SSD, and can play games. I hear you say for under 15,000 Rand. It's actually kind of a steal, this laptop, especially because, like I said, it comes with a 3-year warranty. I'm trying to focus on notebooks that also have a really good warranty, so they don't become e-waste in a year if they do fail. Then you'll be able to obviously still get a repaired notebook. And it's got things like a Type-C, it's got a pretty good Wi-Fi by the looks of things as well. So bang for buck on this is probably the best on the list, to be very honest with you. This, and on price versus performance, is going to give you the most game per Rand spent. Just be aware that 3050 4 gig VRAM, the 4 gig VRAM really is a limiting factor with 1080p. You're going to get medium settings for most AAA games, but if you're looking at esports titles, things like League of Legends and CS and Valorant and Dota, they are going to be able to run on maximum settings, absolutely no problems. Now, if you're happy with that kind of performance level and esports titles are your focus, but you need processing power on the other hand, then the HP Victus is still pretty much the best bang for buck where that is considered. The 12500H at this price point is nuts. 16 gig RAM by default, 12 gig SSD, and a great 144Hz IPS level display. They are some of the best displays you'll get at this price point, with brightness, color reproduction, etc. This is more like if you've got a little bit of a crossover in a double life there between design and gaming or development, then this is going to be a very, very good one for you. Taking it one step further, we come up to the IdeaPad Gaming 3, which is a Ryzen 5 7th gen, 6-core 12-thread, 16 gig of DDR5 memory, 512 gig SSD, a 120Hz IPS display, so a little bit slower, but the RTX 4050 6 gig is now enabled with 6 gigs of video memory. So those issues that we had with the 3050 just not being able to max out AAA games, even of yesteryear AAA games, older games from even like 2021 would struggle on there because of the video memory. It was just really constraining, and you would literally go from like 40 frames to 80 frames per second just by dropping the texture level. So anti-aliasing, etc. would be up, but it was just running out of video memory, and this would alleviate that tenfold. Once again, 3-year warranty again from Lenovo. It's a very simple chassis as the IdeaPad Gaming 3 as well, so that's kind of nice for that crossover life. If you're going to use it in a corporate sort of environment, etc., you're getting huge amounts of processing power from that new 7th gen Ryzen 5. And then that 4056 gig, it is significantly better than it was previous gen, and you then unlock DLSS 3. And speaking of DLSS 3, we go back to a Victus once again, because a Ryzen 7 in this chassis with a 4060 8 gig is just kind of nuts. And the 4060 8 gig is now like entry into AAA. If you look at its performance in DLSS 3 with things like Cyberpunk, you're going to get well over 60 FPS now with like absolutely maxed out settings, which is sort of kind of nuts, and how big of a difference DLSS is making. And now it's integrated into all of your Unreal Engine 5 games as well by default. Anything that's running on Unreal Engine 5, it has that by standard, and that's going to be like the bread and butter engine. It's been through the console games and all of those sort of ports and stuff that are coming over, and a lot of the new games are going to be made in that environment. 3-year warranty on this once again, huge amounts of processing power from an 8-core 16 thread. You can upgrade the memory if you want to do streaming and gaming off of a laptop on the go, then this would probably be the best way to do that. If we just look at the 32 gig RAM add-on, it's going to increase the price by about 2,000 Rand, but now at 25k, then this will do gaming, streaming, Adobe, whatever you want to do on the go. This is going to be an all-in-one powerhouse. Now, if that is still too slow and you really want to do 1440p gaming on a 15.6, then we're back to Lenovo Legion 5 time on the other side. 12700H, 16 gigs RAM, 512 gig SSD, but that full 1440p 165Hz IPS display is going to be absolutely fantastic. The 3070 Ti notebook edition is only about 10% slower than the desktop card. It's like right up there. When you consider with DLSS performance, etc. enabled, it's not as clean cut as DLSS 3, but because of the extra resolution space, you're going to get all of that performance and not really lose any image quality because of how many PPI you're going to be having at 1440p on a 15.6. This is kind of a monster. Don't expect huge battery life on the go because the 30 series is not quite as efficient as the 40 series cards. So if you're going to game on the go, your battery is probably just going to be worse than a 40 series setup. But at the price point right now, this thing is semi disgusting, and I really like the Legion 5 chassis. It is super clean. I mean, just look at it. It's got the ports out the back middle over here as well, which is really nice for that desktop replacement life. A lot of us have to travel and then go and set up and work somewhere and then do the same thing on the other side, and this will be probably one of the best options for that. Now, to take things a step further in the same chassis, we get this absolutely disgustingly spec'd Lenovo Legion 5 Pro. It's got an i7-13700HX 5 GHz now processor with 30 megs of cache, 32 gigs RAM, 1 TB SSD, a 16-inch 16:10 display, I believe that is the ratio over there, to 40 Hz as well, with the 4070 8 gig mobile. And my 4070 desktop card runs so cool and quiet of 180 watts. I can imagine that it's probably going to be exactly the same. The efficiency levels that moved up from 30 series to 40 series are actually kind of fantastic, and now that the pricing is starting to settle and peter down into their value segments, it just makes them that much more valuable. Because like my 3070 Ti desktop card went from 320 watt now to 180 watt on the 4070, so it's a huge performance bump. DLSS 3 is really good. The performance increases are staggering. So 3-year warranty on this once again, huge amounts of processing power. This thing, it's going to eat whatever game you throw at it for this kind of resolution. If it's got DLSS enabled, you can probably expect 100 FPS or more. And finally, if you wanted granddaddy RTX 4080 performance, yes, there's a 4090, but those laptops are like 70 grand, and they completely price themselves out of anything resembling value because of that. It's just those are just flexes. But this is a 12 gig laptop graphics card now with that 13700HX 32 gig RAM, same kind of level screen and stuff set up, and once again, it's from Oman. Lenovo and HP right now really do seem to be the two to beat. They're continuously trading blows on value here. 3-year warranty again. Absolutely disgusting. Like, this is if you are very serious and you even want to do some 4K mobile gaming, then this will probably handle still at 60 FPS, especially once again with DLSS 3. It's so good that it genuinely like destroys the competition on mobile right now because of that performance that you're getting. I've just experienced it too much with frame generation in games. It's mind-blowingly good. So this is like the last laptop within reason. If you just gotta have the best, there's going to be a 4090 in your flavor. But if you want kind of the best all-round package consideration 4080 gaming laptop, then this is the one I would see you buy. And that, my friends, makes up for your top 7 gaming notebook deals. We are going to be doing a huge giveaway this weekend, and I'm finishing up the Lenovo 12 Pro Tab Tab 12 Pro, there we go, review, which is an 18,000 Rand tablet, which we are going to be doing a giveaway on stream later in the week. So do look out for that. I'm also going to be doing the new Entech Vortex on Friday. So until then, hope you guys stay safe, keep well. If you have enjoyed this, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.